In the heart of Africa, in the ancient kingdom of Yoruba, there was a mighty warrior named Ogun. Ogun was a god of iron and war, born of the earth itself, and destined to protect his people. As a child, he showed great strength, and by the time he reached adulthood, his power was unmatched. He wielded a mighty sword made of iron, crafted by the gods themselves, capable of cutting through anything. But Ogun was not just a warrior. He was a protector of justice and a symbol of strength for his people. One day, a great evil rose from the depths of the earth, threatening the peace of the land. A dark sorcerer named Ogun, wielding dark magic, unleashed a terrible plague on the people. The people of Yoruba were struck by illness and fear, and the kingdom began to fall into chaos. Ogun, seeing the suffering of his people, swore to rid the land of this evil once and for all. He gathered his warriors and set out on a perilous journey to confront Ogun. The path was treacherous, filled with wild beasts and harsh landscapes, but Ogun pressed on. Along the way, Ogun encountered a fierce lion, known as the guardian of the sacred forest. With a single strike of his sword, Ogun defeated the lion, proving his unmatched strength. The lion, before dying, whispered a secret to Ogun, revealing the location of Olokun's lair. Armed with this knowledge, Ogun pressed forward, determined to end the plague. As he approached Olokun's lair, Ogun felt the presence of dark magic surrounding him. The sorcerer's lair was hidden deep in a dark cave, guarded by terrifying creatures. Ogun fought his way through the beasts, cutting down one after another with his enchanted sword. Finally, he stood before Ogun, who laughed wickedly at the approaching hero. Ogun, with his dark powers, summoned a storm of lightning to strike Ogun down. But Ogun, with his mastery of iron and war, stood firm, his sword glowing with divine energy. The lightning struck, but Ogun's sword absorbed the energy, redirecting it back at Ogun. The sorcerer was momentarily stunned, allowing Ogun to charge forward with all his might. Ogun swung his sword with incredible force, striking Olokun's dark heart. The sorcerer screamed in agony, his dark magic unraveling as Ogun's blade pierced through him. With a final cry, Ologun fell, and the plague that had ravaged the land was lifted. Ogun, standing victorious, felt the weight of his people's gratitude as the storm clouds cleared. The earth itself seemed to rejoice, the land becoming fertile again, crops beginning to grow. Ogun returned to his kingdom as a hero, the people singing songs of his bravery. His victory became a legend, passed down through generations, inspiring warriors and kings alike. But Ogun knew that his work was never truly done, for darkness always lurked in the shadows. He continued to train warriors, teaching them the ways of strength, honor, and the forge of iron. Ogun's name became synonymous with justice, and the people of Yoruba flourished under his protection. But the peace he brought would be tested when an ancient enemy from the north began to stir. The kingdom of Igbo, a rival tribe, sought to challenge Ogun's reign, believing they could defeat him. Ogun, ever vigilant, gathered his warriors once again, preparing for the coming battle. The Igbo warriors were fierce, armed with spears and shields made from the bones of their ancestors. As the two armies faced off, the air grew thick with tension, and the ground trembled beneath them. Ogun's war cry echoed across the battlefield, his sword raised high as he led the charge. The clash of iron on iron rang out as the two forces collided in a thunderous battle. Ogun fought at the forefront, his iron sword cutting through the enemy like a storm. But the Igbo warriors fought with a fury that was almost equal to Ogun's strength. After hours of relentless fighting, Ogun and the Igbo chieftain finally faced each other in a duel. The battle between them was fierce, neither giving an inch as they fought for the future of their people. With a swift movement, Ogun struck the Igbo chieftain down, ending the battle and claiming victory once again. As the Igbo forces retreated, Ogun's warriors celebrated, their cries of victory filling the air. But Ogun knew the price of war, and though he had won, he mourned for the lives lost on both sides. With peace restored, Ogun once again turned his focus to his people, ensuring their prosperity. The people of Yoruba honored him as their protector, building temples in his name and offering sacrifices. But Ogun's eyes were ever watchful, for he knew that even in times of peace, darkness could rise again. One day, as Ogun walked through the forest, he sensed a new presence, something powerful yet hidden. A mysterious figure emerged from the shadows, draped in robes of midnight blue, their face hidden. "I have come," the figure said, "to challenge you, Ogun, for the title of the greatest warrior." Ogun's grip on his sword tightened as he studied the figure, sensing a great power behind the mask. "Who are you to challenge me?" Ogun demanded, his voice calm yet firm. "I am Orunmila, a god of wisdom," the figure replied, revealing their true identity. Ogun stood in awe, for Orunmila was revered as one of the most powerful deities in the land. "What is your challenge?" Ogun asked, prepared for whatever came next. "A contest of strength, wisdom, and endurance," Orunmila said, his eyes glowing with divine energy. Ogun nodded, his warrior spirit awakened once again, and he prepared for the battle ahead. The two deities faced each other, and the ground beneath them seemed to tremble with the power they both possessed. The contest began with Orunmila speaking ancient words of wisdom, trying to bewilder Ogun's mind. But Ogun's mind was as sharp as his blade, and he remained focused, blocking out the distractions. With a roar, Ogun charged forward, his sword flashing in the sunlight as he tested Orunmila's strength. Orunmila dodged with ease, using his divine speed and wisdom to outmaneuver Ogun's attacks. Ogun, realizing the battle would require more than strength, began to rely on his own wisdom. As the battle raged on, Ogun and Orunmila both showed their might and wisdom in equal measure. The sky above them darkened, as if the heavens themselves were watching this divine contest. With a final powerful strike, Ogun shattered the ground beneath Orunmila, proving his strength. But Orunmila, with his wisdom, saw through Ogun's move and countered with a mystical force. The mystical force sent Ogun flying back, but he landed on his feet undeterred. With a deep breath, Ogun steadied himself and faced Orunmila once more, determination in his eyes. "Your wisdom is great, but my strength and will are just as mighty," Ogun declared. Orunmila smiled, impressed by Ogun's resolve, and prepared for the final phase of their contest. The final challenge would not be one of strength, but of spirit. They would face each other in a battle of wills. The two gods stood silently, their minds locked in an invisible struggle for dominance. Ogun, focusing his entire being, reached deep into his inner strength, seeking clarity and balance. Orunmila, in contrast, tapped into the ancient wisdom of the universe, seeking guidance from the stars. The battle of wills raged for hours, neither giving an inch, each determined to emerge victorious. Finally, with a burst of energy, Ogun broke free from the mental grip, his will stronger than ever. Orunmila stepped back, acknowledging Ogun's strength, not just of body, but of mind and spirit. "You have proven yourself, Ogun," Orunmila said with respect, his voice now gentle. "Your strength is unmatched, but it is your spirit that truly makes you great." Ogun bowed his head, humbled by Orunmila's words, realizing that true greatness came from within. With the contest concluded, the two gods stood side by side, their rivalry now transformed into mutual respect. Ogun returned to his people, his spirit enriched by the battle, and he ruled with even greater wisdom. Orunmila, satisfied with the outcome, disappeared into the heavens, his wisdom continuing to guide the world. The people of Yoruba celebrated their hero, Ogun, who had not only defeated external enemies, but conquered his own limits. Songs and tales of Ogun's strength and wisdom were passed down through generations, becoming legends. As the years passed, Ogun's legend only grew, becoming a symbol of resilience and the power of will. His name was spoken with reverence, and his story was told at every gathering and feast. Even after his death, Ogun's spirit was said to walk among the people, guiding and protecting them. His symbol, a mighty hammer, became a revered artifact, passed from generation to generation. The hammer was said to hold the essence of Ogun's strength, and it was used in times of great need. To wield the hammer was to wield the power of Ogun himself, a true test of one's worth. Those who were able to lift it were regarded as chosen by the gods, destined for greatness. Over time, many tried to lift the hammer, but only the pure of heart succeeded. And so, the legend of Ogun lived on, a tale of strength, wisdom, and indomitable spirit. His name became a prayer, a word of hope for all who face challenges, knowing that with strength and spirit, they too could triumph. The story of Ogun, the warrior god, lives on forever, inspiring those who hear it to rise above all obstacles.